Okay, this is the Pulsa Prime carburetor, and this is a diaphragm. This is your fuel pump, and if your engine is running kind of funny, if you hear it go, you know, it's revving up and down. You got to look at this very closely and see if there's any place that might be torn or pinched up, and what's happening is air is getting in through that section. And these are little valves, these little flaps here, and you got to see if they're in good shape. Also, this can get kind of dried out, a little bit hard, and if so, the easiest thing is just replace it. The gasket and the diaphragm is less than $5. And this little spring here is for the fuel pump. Okay, this is the fuel pickup tube. Just pops right out, goes in this hole, and that's the fuel comes up through it. Okay. Normally I would pull this off, this gasket, but it's in good shape, so I'll leave it there because it'll... This screen you want to blow out. You want to blow out the pickup tube too, because a lot of times you'll get dirt in the bottom of that screen. Right here is the main jet. You want to be very careful removing the main jet. Can you see right here there's a flat spot right there? You want to pop it in and pump. Pull that right out. Okay. You want to check the O-ring and make sure that it's not cracked and dried out and too old. And you'll see there's two holes right there. Can you see them? And then there's a hole down the center, okay, and a hole right here. And you want to make sure that that's all clear and that there's no dirt at all obstructing it. Don't stick anything in here. If you want, you can take a small bread tie and go into these two crevices. But what I find works the best is using your can of air or your compressor, either one, blowing it out. Just stick your little air right in there. Cleaning out all those little holes. And there is one hole in the back of it. Okay? Same with this little screen right here, your fuel pickup. And what that's doing is it's getting rid of all the dirt that was in your tank that would be obstructing that screen. And this screen here also. Just like that. And then you're ready to pop it back together. This just goes straight on down and pops back in. You just push it in until it clicks. Use the flat of the screwdriver if you have to. Put your pickup tube back in until it clicks. Put your spring back in. Put your gasket back on, your diaphragm. And like I said, if this was in bad shape, go ahead and replace it. It's under $5. And your screen tube. Got it crushed somehow. Not a problem. Okay. And then you're ready for reassembly. Like I had showed you before, I've already cleared out that little hole and that little hole. I removed the old fuel that was inside the reservoir that this screen's going to sit into, and then you just drop her back together. Nothing to it. And like I said, if you find that your engine's revving, go ahead and just replace that diaphragm, and you'll find that it'll run so much better. And replace the 5 screws, and you'll find your lawnmower will run really good. Now when you're putting these down, remember, this is a plastic carburetor. You don't want to torque it down. You just want it snug, or you'll break the plastic. And I don't just go right around it, one side then the other. Now if this carburetor was in real bad shape, I would use carburetor cleaner, but it wasn't in that bad a shape. I was primarily just getting rid of the old fuel and cleaning out those 2 screens. And you'll find this will run really well now. Like I said, this is 95% of the problem is dirt inside those jets, dirt clogging up the screens, bad fuel. That's why these run so poorly. Or air getting into that diaphragm. These are real good carburetors. Okay. It's now ready to go back onto the lawnmower and then run. If you have a lawnmower where your primer button has gone bad, they're like $3. They're real easy to replace. There's 2 tabs right here, one on either side. You just push it in. Bump. Push it up a little bit. See that? And then the same on the other side. And they pop right out. And you go and get your replacement primer bulb. And it'll come in 2 pieces. You'll have the bulb and the ring. That's all there is to it. That's like $2–3 at your lawnmower shop. You just put it back in. And it clicks back in place. So it's ready to go back on the lawnmower.